tournament time, and we'll travel down to Indy tomorrow and get down there. We'll do all our practicing here. We'll get down there with a noon tip-off. It's so much better than playing that late game and waiting all day. So we took Sunday off, had a little practice yesterday. Going to go really hard today for 2 hours and then be light tomorrow so that we're as fresh as we can be. Northwestern obviously has great challenges for us. Last 3 times we've played them, if it didn't go down to the last second, it went down certainly to the last minute. They led most of the game here last year, or a couple weeks ago rather. So we got our work cut out for us, and I'm sure they're excited. They just had their first 20-win season, regular season. It's a great step in the right direction, and we got to flip that somehow. As I said last night on my radio show, we got to flip that somehow. We're disappointed because we didn't finish as strong as we wanted to in the season. So it's a whole new season now, 0-0. Let's go see what we can do.
John?
Kind of playing off the last thing that you said, do you have a gauge on where this group is mentally and physically going into Thursday?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were really down. I mean, after that loss, I mean, we didn't play well. We didn't play smart. We didn't do a lot of things, and so we're down. And watched the video yesterday. It even made us feel worse. But now we go out and practice, and we said, okay, it's done. Put it away, and let's move forward. But it is tough. This team has worked so hard all year to try to improve, and the improvements have come so slow for all of them. And it's just something we're just trying to get better, but it is tough. We've lost 11 games, with the exception of SMU and Ohio State. I think, and SMU would certainly be in the tournament. Ohio State would make it into the tournament. That we've lost 11 games to really quality teams, and we're always fighting an uphill battle, especially ever since we lost our leader back in December.
Brandon?
With all the conversations that we had about depth and stuff, especially over the second half of this year, when you go into a tournament setting like this, how do you view, playing guys 35, 36 in a first game when you got to win, obviously, but you might play 24 hours later?
I think I will just throw it all out the window. Right now, it's win the game. And then you got to find a way. You see some great epic stories of teams. The one year Connecticut won 4 and I think they won the national championship or something. They were incredible. You just got to find ways to do that, and we got to go and just win one game, one day at a time. Whatever it takes. You've got 5 guys going 40 minutes. If that's what it takes, we got to do it.
You mentioned last night the run you had with West Virginia that one year, and here you've only been able to win more than one game once in your tenure. Is there anything that you've kind of learned over the years of kind of what it takes to advance and make runs in something like this?
Oh, I don't know. It is in the Big Ten. I think it's really been the tournament. Wow, it's a great tournament. I think when you're in that tournament already, if you're in the NCAA tournament already, it is hard to go down there and we value the regular season so big, so much. And then you don't win it, and you might be in the NCAA tournament. It is tough, and you got to just keep your kids focused on trying to win it all. And I think that we've gone down there, usually played well the first game. The second game we've lost a couple tight ones. We've lost someone where we got a first round bye, and we lost, and in the second round. But we usually played well the first game. The second game the team was just better than us. So
in that case, is it more advantageous to go down when you're, I don't want to use your word desperate, but there is a kind of sense of desperation?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we hope so. I mean, you're trying to just go down there and trying to win it all. So if your team's not very good and they're going down to the bottom half of the league, there's chances are you're not making it to Saturday night. If your team is really good, they're probably already in the NCAA tournament. The real crown has been done. You could just it's just not the same, I think, for some teams, and maybe our team is one of them, or we just got a bad matchup for us in those games.
Come on over to Chris.
With this group of kids, can you pinpoint what it is defensively? Is it personnel? Is it philosophy? Might you have to change your philosophy with this?
It's funny you say that. Our overall defensive field goal percentage is the exact same number it was the year we won the Big Ten championship, 45-5, which is not a great number, exact same. But our offensive is just a little two percentages. We're talking 5 or 6 possessions a game changes that to 40. And we have never been able to get to that area where we are, you know, I think the Final Four team was where they could get down in those low 40s. But we've been able to score at such a clip. So I think some of it is directly personnel. Yeah, I think also it's something that's just experience overall. Overall, there's very few freshmen and sophomores that are out there that can make impacts defensively in games, huge impacts in games. It's still too quick. And I know I said that about the freshman class. With our guys right now, that sophomore class is developing, but they are really developing slowly in those areas. So we're just talking 5 possessions, and it's a whole different ball game. So we got to try and find a way to find ways to get stops on 5 possessions. We don't give up as many offensive rebounds as we used to. We've shored that up. Our defensive transition numbers have been better, but we're in ISO situations and in post situations, we're not very good.
And how confident are you that the same group of kids, that the same is higher than a 10 and 8, for example, with the guys who are playing, like for next year, even as they continue to mature?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. If you look at some of the guys that are really making impacts on teams right now, go back and look at their freshman and sophomore stats. And that's a huge difference, a huge difference. So we always talk about the freshman stats, the sophomore stats. Yeah, unless the kid will probably be on his way to the NBA, those sophomore stats are usually just pretty okay. And so our guys got to make those jumps in those areas. And so it's, and like I said, some of our guys, Ricky Doyle has a whole different stat right now of Karis LeVert, who had 70 assists in some 12 games. I mean, Zach's just getting to 70 assists after 30. That makes Duncan Robinson's numbers are better when Spike and Karis are passing him the ball. It's like having a good catcher in baseball. The pitchers are better.
You were just talking about Zach. You put a lot on him, even with the back injury from the beginning, to kind of be one of the leaders of this team. I mean, and obviously in December that changed even more. What are the areas where you saw him make those big leaps?
Well, in his vision for the floor, it really came. Now, I think what we're seeing with Zach right now is fatigue of put on so many minutes and him really having a summer of shutdown where he wasn't able to work on a lot of he's had some turnovers late, a lot of the skill development that he needed to do at the next level. We just jumped right into the season, right? Hey, I want to play against Xavier. It's a week away. Yeah, but I can play. And he got himself ready and gradually got himself into some type of game shape. But I don't think you see the development that we'll see this summer from him just being in the weight room and doing some things. But he certainly passes the ball a little better. He's a better post defender. On the perimeter, he's better. He's got to get a lot better in some areas defensively, but he's gotten tougher, rebounds better, those things.